and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having an awesome week so far. Students, we're looking at IELTS speaking today, the speaking interview, which takes about 12 to 15 minutes, and it's a one-on-one, a candidate with the examiner face-to-face. Usually in person, sometimes through the computer at the exam center, and in some countries you can do it from home as well. Today we're going to cover as much as possible of all three parts of the speaking. The first part, which are some questions on a general topic like hobbies, sports, music. The second part, which is called the long part, where the candidate has to prepare for 1 minute and speak for 2 minutes. And then part 3, which are more specific questions related to the topic of part 2. Today's part 2 topic is talking about a beautiful building. So think about a beautiful building that you are familiar with, that you know well, that you think you can talk about for 2 minutes. And you will have a chance to speak today. Welcome, Carolina, our chat moderator. Everybody, you will see Carolina in blue. Hi, Ariadna, Anna, Aisha. Good to see everybody. Students, this material is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are our websites. They have all of our materials, and they have over 120 speaking interview samples on all kinds of different topics for you to learn from to improve your English. The academic website looks like this with this blue background. To join the premium version of our course, click this big red button right over there. It is a one-time payment. You get lifetime access, costs about 30 to 50 bucks US. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and we have helped thousands of students over the last decade to improve their scores and pass the exam and speak great English for school, work, and everyday life. General IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. Again, click that big red button, and you can use the code TOGETHER9 for a 10% discount on the websites. Lots more students joining in. Yujin, Shishimin, students, I am looking at the chat here and looking at your comments and thoughts, so make sure to use the chat as needed. Okay. Premium users, you've got 2 extra classes every week. Students, you can look at what those premium classes look like with this link here. I'll drop it into the chat. And make sure to link your apps, your mobile apps. The mobile apps are Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help, and you can link them to the web apps that I just showed you after you download them. If you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Instagram is IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. Check that out. Tomorrow, premium users, you've got task 2 writing and then speaking on Friday. Subscribe to the channel, follow these videos, check this one out for speaking. Amrit, good luck on your exam on Monday. I'm sure you'll do great. Don't be so stressed. You should have smiley faces there, not crying faces. You're going to do fantastic. Don't worry about it. Students, this is speaking, and we're going to jump right in. So we'll do a couple of questions together to get you warmed up. Make sure you speak and repeat. So copy what I say, copy how I say it. Okay, so speak and repeat. All right. When you go to the exam, go early, like 30-40 minutes before at least, maybe even an hour before. Find other candidates, have a light English conversation with them, okay? So keep that in mind, students. Before your test, arrive an hour early, find other candidates, and have light English conversation with them to build your confidence and get your head in English. Okay? Some people are, not some people, all IELTS candidates are looking for like these tips and tricks to get extra band scores. This is probably the best tip I can give you that you can do, or trick that you can do before you go into your exam, is go early, talk to other candidates. If you don't do this, it might not go as well. Okay? All right. So, you meet with the examiner in the exam room. The examiner will say, "May I see your identification?" Or they might say, "May I see your passport?" Nice, confident, fluent answer. Just repeat after me, students. Yes, of course. Here is my ID that I used to register. Please take a look. Okay? So, nice, fluent, full sentence answer. Yes, of course, here's my ID that I used to register. Please take a look. Okay. All right. Fluent answer, students. Now, students, for now, just make sure you're repeating, saying these answers aloud. Say the questions as well. And then just put the answers into the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Just stick your answers into the chat so we can look at them and make sure that you're on the right track. Okay. Aisha says, yes, here is my ID that I used to register for this test. Please have a look. Good, Aisha. Then they'll ask, what is your full name? Again, make sure that you give a full sentence answer. You can say, my given name is Jonathan, and my surname is Horowitz. Please just call me John. Okay, so full sentence answers, say the same name that's in your ID, otherwise they'll look at you really strangely. What is your full name? My given name is Jonathan and my surname is Horowitz. Please call me John. Okay, somebody's paying attention. Aisha, good for you. Okay, Aisha's following with the questions. That's what everybody should be doing. Aisha says, my given name is Aisha and my surname is Bint El Ibrar. Please call me by my given name. Okay, good. And then they'll ask you a question like this. Do you work or study? Again, students, repeat questions after me. Write your answers in the chat. Repeat the answers. And I will give you band score estimates in a moment here as well. Okay? So, do you work or study? Maybe you don't do either at the moment. You can say, I neither work nor am I officially enrolled in any school. However, I have been practicing diligently for this IELTS exam over the last 3 months. Provided I get a good band score, I will be continuing my master's studies in Australia from next September in chemistry. Okay, So this would be considered your band 9 answer. I just made this up. Students, practicing making up some good answers is always good. Okay. So again, repeat after me. Try not to read, students. Try to do this from just listening only, okay? So I neither work nor am I enrolled in any official school. However, I have been practicing for this IELTS exam for the last 3 months or so, and provided I get a great band score, I will continue my master's in chemistry in Australia from next September. Okay, doesn't have to be the same, just make the content. The beautiful part of English, students, one of the beautiful parts of English, is that you can really arrange words in many different ways. So English grammar is extremely dynamic. So when you're practicing repetition, you don't need to have the exact same order of words. You just need the right information, and really work hard to do repetition without reading. Okay. All right. Alavi has this answer for us in the chat. Alavi says, I study. I am currently in 12th grade in science group at a renowned school in my country. Okay, this would be like a band 5.5 to 6. There's a lot of questions here, okay? What do you mean science group? I'm guessing you're trying to tell me that your school, it has a science focus, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. What is the name of your school? What is the name of your country? So these are just some very obvious questions that are still in the examiner's head. And so, therefore, lack of coherence. Right? It's kind of like, okay, I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't really get what you're saying. So when the examiner thinks that, okay, so keep this in mind, everybody. When the examiner, even if it's good English, so when the examiner thinks, I kind of get what you mean, but not very clearly, then you're at about a band 5.5 to 6. Okay, so think about that. All right, okay, everybody got that? So what your goal is then, right, is to make sure that the examiner thinks, oh, okay, I got you, that's clear. Okay, so your communication goal must be for the examiner to think, okay, I got you. That is very clear. Okay, that's what they should be thinking. All right? Okay. All right, next question, students. Let's go to part 1. So the examiner will say, okay, let's talk about your hometown. Now, of course, here you should be thinking, okay, hometown, the name, the location, the people, the population, the geography, right? So as soon as you get a question like this, like hometown, you should think, okay? Think culture, location, people, population, geography, experiences, meaning your experiences, right? So those thoughts should immediately be circulating in your head so that you can answer the ensuing questions very, very clearly. Okay, so the first question here, where did you grow up? Okay, and here I would say, although I was born in Europe, my family emigrated to Canada when I was just a young child, and I grew up in the beautiful garden city of Victoria, British Columbia. Okay, so again, a nice full fluent sentence. Students, try to make sure that you show a range of grammar. So notice here I'm using this although I was born in Europe. So that's the dependent clause of the complex sentence showing opposition, right? So again, repeat after me. Although I was born in Europe, my family emigrated to Canada when I was just a young child, and I grew up in the beautiful garden city of Victoria, British Columbia. Okay, notice how I'm focusing on the topic. Aisha has a little different answer for us. Let's check that out. Okay, Aisha says, I grew up in Rawalpindi, a lively city in the northern part of Punjab, Pakistan. It's full of history, culture, and everyday hustle. I love it. Okay, I think that would be a band 9 so far. It's a clear answer. And I like it. You can always be more specific. You can say, you know, I've spent my last 20 years of life there. Okay. We have another Aisha. A little bit of a different spelling, who grew up in a different part of the world. Aisha says, I came from a very small village far from Riyadh, about 350 kilometers, and it's a peaceful and beautiful place, and people there are so close to each other. However, we moved to Riyadh 2 years ago. Okay. Students, so Aisha, good. Now, again, going back to this very important point. Okay, so students, this point is so important. Your communication goal must be for the examiner to think, okay, that is very clear. Okay, this is the trick, the tip, the goal of the day. Super duper clear communication. Okay. When we look at Aisha 5078 here, I came from a very small village far from Riyadh, about 350 kilometers, and it's peaceful and beautiful place. Okay, so again, we're at kind of at a band, maybe 6 to 6.5 here. What's missing, students? What's the examiner think? So the examiner is not 100% clear here, let me tell you. Okay, so if I'm the examiner, I'm just still kind of like, so what do you think is the question? So what do I want to ask from Aisha at this point? The examiner won't ask you to clarify every single answer, okay? They will, so pay careful attention. In the beginning, they will try to ask questions to indicate to the candidate, to show the candidate or show you that you're not being clear enough, that you need to speak clearer, you need to have more accurate answers. Omit says, where is the city? Yeah, kind of, Omit. Almost. So it's in Saudi Arabia, right? And we might know that if we're doing the exam in Saudi Arabia, but there's still a question, a big question here, Aisha. What is this small town called? Like, if I want to find it on a map, I can't find it from this information. I mean, I can try to look at every little town that's about 350 kilometers from Riyadh, but I won't be able to really find it, right? So what is this small town called? You're telling me it's 350 kilometers from Riyadh, or a small village, but what is it? What is it called? Okay, so I come from a very small village called question mark, question mark, question mark, far from Riyadh, about 350 kilometers to the north, to the south. Okay, Aisha says, oh, sorry guys, sorry, it's Musada. Okay. All right, Aisha, exactly. So students, it's those little pieces. The devil's in the details, right? The little pieces that will push your score from a band 6, 6.5 to a band 7, 7.5 or more. Okay? All right. Okay, let's take a look at one or two more questions here. Let's take a look at this one. Have there been any changes to your town, city since your childhood? Oh my goodness. You can be natural. There have been so many changes to Victoria over the past 3 to 4 decades since I was a young boy. It is almost hard to recognize the city in comparison from then to now. It's very true, by the way. If any of you want to look at what Victoria, British Columbia looked like in the 90s versus now, the city has ballooned from about 150,000 people to nearly 1 million, and there are so many new buildings, high rises, streets, and parks. Even the flow of traffic is very different. Okay, and I probably would stop there. I mean, I could talk for at least an hour about how much Victoria has changed and what has changed, but I have to contain myself because it's the IELTS. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can be expressive. So again, students, make sure that you're paying attention to grammar. This is present perfect. Have there been any changes? Okay, reflect the present perfect. So, oh my goodness, there have been so many changes to Victoria over the past 3 to 4 decades since I was a young child. It's almost hard to recognize the city. The city has ballooned from about 150,000 to nearly 1 million people. There are so many new buildings, high rises that weren't here before, streets and overpasses. Even the flow of traffic is very different. It's a lot more congested than back in the 90s. Okay, Alavi, I like how you're using some natural language there. It's okay to do that. It's okay to be a bit colloquial, especially in part 1. Colloquial means using kind of everyday language. Make sure that you use it correctly. So Alavi says, yeah, it has. About 10 to 12 years ago, my city, Rajshahi, was one of the most polluted cities in the world, but now it is considered one of the most green and clean cities in Bangladesh. Why? Okay, again, that clarity, everybody. See, when I'm saying here in my answer that Victoria has changed so much, I explain why. I say the city has ballooned from about 150,000 to 1 million people. So I explain that there's population growth, and that's why it has. Okay, Alavi, you're not explaining why the city has become so green. Okay, so maybe there was a new initiative, or the government invested a lot of money, or the people decided to clean up the city. But you have to tell me what it is that has led to this change. Okay. All right, Deborah, good to see you. Let's get Deborah's answer here as well. So Deborah says, yes, there has been a significant change over the last 2 decades. There has been an increased in population It's increased because been is the past participle. There has been an increase in population. New buildings, including hotels and guest houses, market centers, have been built, as well as new infrastructure like electrical, as well as tarred roads. Tarred is okay, paved is better. Okay. All right, so a few mistakes there, Deborah, before my corrections, probably like a band 6.5 with those mistakes. After the corrections, now it's like a band 8.5, maybe even a 9. Okay. So yes, there have been there has been a significant change over the last 2 decades. There has been an increase in population. New buildings, including hotels and guest houses, market centers have been built, as well as new infrastructure like electrical and paved roads. Okay, what's the increase in population? Use numbers. Okay, students, now after part 1, the examiner will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in the 1 minute time if you wish. Is that clear? And then you say, yes, that is. And then they'll say, okay, talk about a beautiful building in your city, which is kind of neat because it's continuing from if you could change one thing about your hometown. So talk about a beautiful building in your city. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Okay, students, we're going to do this together. You will have a chance to talk to me through Zoom in just a moment. This part 2 is a location. Okay, so students, when you're talking about a location or a building, you should tell me where it is, right? So the location itself. Okay, describe it. So, and make sure you describe with some kind of structure. So describe the foreground, the background, top to bottom, bottom to top. So some kind of a structure. The people that go there. Okay, so who goes to this building, for instance? Okay, or attendees. Okay, who goes there? The activities. So what happens in this building? And then the experience, right? Like, what do you think about it? Why is it beautiful? And so forth. Okay. Look at the questions. Make sure you answer the question. So here it's, what is this building? Where is it located? What is it used for? What makes this building beautiful? So you kind of see that the questions on the cue card really also target these key pieces. Okay. Now again, students, while you're preparing your answer, so take some notes, think about your answer. You will have a chance to speak here. Alavi, you can't really, so the examiner can't really help you. They can't really clarify answers. If they do, you're losing a lot of marks. Like if they try to help you, then you're going to be losing marks. They're not supposed to help you. Okay. All right. So try to figure it out. Alavi, everybody try to figure it out. Try to understand the cue card. It shouldn't be too difficult. Okay. Students, if you want to understand more and more, make sure you visit our websites, ahelp.com and gieltshelp.com, because on the websites, you get a really clear description of people, places, objects, ideas, events. So when you click that big red button and you join, and like I say, it's only 30 to 50 bucks US, then you have lots and lots of materials, including this interactive course with the speaking section. And then in the speaking section, you have all kinds of strategies, like describing a place. So what you need to include. Okay, so check that out. And again, That's at ahelp.com and gieltshelp.com, and Carolina has just put that link into the chat for us, so you can do that. Okay. Then when you figure it out, you can really do a good job. So here, talk about a beautiful building in your city. For me, it's the Legislative or Parliament building in Victoria. Okay. And we jump right in. So we don't say something like there are many beautiful buildings. Okay. It's a bad start. Okay. Don't thank them for letting you speak. Okay. These are all time wasters, and examiners don't like them. Okay. Okay. Examiners don't like it. Instead, you want to get right into it. Okay. So answer the topic question directly. Okay. So here the topic question is talk about a beautiful building in your city. Okay. Now for those of you who are advanced in English, you'll know another way to say beautiful is aesthetically pleasing. Okay. So let me show you what I mean, and then you can practice, think about your own answer, and then you'll be able to speak to me through Zoom shortly here, okay? So one of the most aesthetically pleasing buildings in Victoria is the Legislative building situated in downtown, very close to the inner harbor, facing west. Okay, so very quickly I give an answer to the topic question. One of the most aesthetically pleasing buildings in Victoria is the Legislative building, situated in downtown, very close to the inner harbor, facing west. This is a stone building which was constructed in the 19th century by a famous architect. It has a massive lawn in the front of the building, with statues and totem poles. The building itself is 4 to 5 stories in height, built entirely of stone, with a magnificent dome at the top, on which a golden boy sits, or stands I should say, holding a flag. The building has 2 large wings, an eastern and western side, used by government workers. Okay. So I'm describing what the building looks like. I don't go into too much detail because I have 1 to 2 minutes. So first location, then the appearance. Now you can see I'm going into attendees. Aside from politicians and civil servants who work in the building every day, it is also visited by tourists from around the world, as well as school children for learning about Canada's history and social systems. I think this building is both beautiful to look at from the outside as well as the inside. Upon entering the main lobby, one can see massive stairs and beautiful stonework. Okay. And then a fun fact about the Parliament building, which is true if you ever come and visit Victoria, the government at the time of construction was very upset with the architect because he spent twice the budget to make this building so very pleasing to look at, which is true. I think they even fired him in the end because he spent so much money making the Victoria Parliament building, and you guys can look that up on the internet. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like here. That's the Parliament building in Victoria. You can see a couple pictures of it there with the beautiful gardens in the front. And right now, because we have early nights, it's lit up like this. And I didn't even talk about the beautiful lights that adorn the building during nighttime. So you can see what it looks like. There you go. Probably I could have done a better job describing it. Now that you see it, you're like, hey, Adrian, you could have done a way better job. but you get the idea, right? Okay. So that's how it works. Students, it's your turn. Let me put on my headset. You're going to speak to me and volunteer. How do you volunteer? By using this Zoom link. If you don't have it, don't worry. Make sure you stay here with us because this is where some real magic happens. I'm going to put that link into the chat. Start up the Zoom sesh. And then you can volunteer, put your hand up, join the Zoom, and tell me about a beautiful building in your hometown or in your city, okay? All right. Abraham, we've got you in here already. Great. Students, you can share your camera if you want. I'm going to continue using my camera here on YouTube. Hadra, Alexander, Aisha joining in. Good. More people, the merrier. Nice. Okay, while we get some more people in here, let's start off by welcoming Abraham. Abraham, can you chime in for us, please?
Hello, Mr. Adrian. How are you today, Mr.?
I am doing great. How are you, Abraham?
I'm quite sleepy after a long meeting, but so far I'm feeling good. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so a little exhausted, but feeling good. All right. Abraham, let's jump in. Let's do this. So beautiful building. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Mr. Adrian.
Okay, let's do this. So talk about a beautiful building in your city. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay. The most beautiful structure in the city of Palembang is the Ampera Bridge. It is a 70 years old bridge that was built after World War II as a gift from Japan government to our former president. To be more specific, it spans 1.5 kilometers and 225 meters wide. The bridge, it features two towers that supports its piers. Similar to the London Bridge, it can lift its middle segment to allow large ships to pass underneath. The main function of this bridge, of course, is to connect the northern and the southern parts of the city, with hundreds of vehicles crossing it daily. In addition, the unique design and the color of the bridge sometimes make it as an iconic landmark of the city. The government and the local communities are inspired by the bridge shape. They use it as its symbol or logo for the profits. Recently, hundreds of lights was installed in the bridge. Many celebrations such as city anniversary or Ramadan festivals are held in the area. This attract thousands of local visitors to
Okay.
come the city to.
Your 2 minutes are up.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop you there, and we'll go on to part three. Abraham, first of all, great job. Thumbs up. That was really good. Band score wise, so what would you get as a band score there? I'll tell you what. You get a band 7.5 for that. So that was definitely good to very good. 7.5. Why? You had great information. Excellent information, grammar, vocabulary, coherence. Very good coherence. So very coherent, very clear answer. I got it. I got exactly what you're talking about. So there's this beautiful bridge in Palembang that was a gift from the Japanese government following World War II. It's about 150 meters long by about 25 meters wide. It's got towers. Similar to the London Bridge, it can draw its center to allow for boats to pass. Connects the north and the south. It's iconic. It's a symbol of the city and the province. Very, very clear. I've got lots of great information, so I'm going to give you a great score, 7.5. Why am I not giving you a band 9? Just a couple of... what do you think, Abraham?
Because I'm not fluent.
Yeah, exactly. So some places you're getting kind of stuck searching for the right word or to be a little bit more
I'm
fluent.
thinking about the grammar.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
the
But you know what? It's still much better to be a little bit less fluent but have really good information. If you have a lot of fluency, like you speak really quickly but it doesn't make a lot of sense, you'll only get a band 6 or a 6.5, right? So this is actually the better strategy. So you're doing it correctly. This is what you want, students. You want to be able to give an answer like this, like what Abraham just gave, and then just practice your fluency, right? So don't do it the other way. Don't try to be really fluent and then practice accurate English and information. No, this is the right way. So first is accurate information and coherence, and then speed up and have more fluency. Okay, so this was a very good example, Abraham, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you too, Mr. Janda. Actually, if the object is familiar, for me, it's more easy to explain. But if the topic is beyond of my imagination, it will be difficult to explain.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking for this bridge myself right now. Okay, I will check. I will check out the bridge after. I'm not going to do search for everybody's, but
I will
that's
check.
great. What's that, Abraham?
That's it.
I couldn't hear you there. You were breaking up. It's Umpera Bridge, so it's got a name. It's Umpera Bridge. I see. Umpera Bridge. There we go. Ooh, beautiful indeed. Look at that. Let's show everybody what that looks like. Looks like that, right? Umpera Bridge, just like that. What a gorgeous looking bridge indeed, and it's all lit up. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful.
exactly.
Okay, that's it right there. That's a big bridge. Oh, it even has a giant clock. You didn't tell us about the clock.
Yes, the clock sometimes broken and it's already.
Okay, but there is a giant clock on the bridge. I'm noticing that now. Wonderful. Okay, all right, Abraham, thank you so much. That's a huge clock. That's one of the bigger clocks I've seen. Okay, have a great rest of the day, Abraham. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you to Mr. Adrian for having me. Good night, Mr. Adrian.
Have a great rest, Abraham. Okay, everybody, that's Abraham. Give a big thumbs up. Let's welcome somebody else in to the class here. Let me see who's with us, who's got their hands up. Okay, let's give is that Sugnik Key? Sugnik Key, do you want to unmute yourself? Are you there? Sugnik Key. Hi, Sugnik. I don't hear you. Maybe check your microphone setting. Make sure it's good. As you can tell, I'm okay because we just spoke with Abraham. So, okay, Sugnik, maybe check out what's going on with your side, your setup, and then we'll try again at another time. Let's try Omit. Omit, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Omid. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm also doing well. All right. Omid, are you ready for this part 2?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it. So talk about a beautiful building in your city. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Well, the name of the building is something that I don't know because it's a residential building where a family lives there. It is located in Bosundhara in Dhaka city. So every day I go to my university, I actually walk by that building. It is actually really beautiful building because of the aesthetically pleasing look that it has. And the most noticeable part is actually the front yard, which actually find really beautiful. It actually has 2 gardens both sides, and in the center there is a driveway for car and parking. Even though it is located at a very busy place, but I was still surprised how with a little space they actually managed to build a beautiful house like that for people to live. And the most best thing about this is actually it is difficult to find this kind of building in Dhaka city because how populated the city is, which actually makes it very competitive to find more space to build houses. Mostly it's apartment and flat, but having seen this kind of building for a single family is definitely a beautiful thing because of all this road and dust and dirt that people throw on the roads. But within that place, I actually get the chance to see this lovely building. Even though I saw one family live there, where I saw them gardening and watering the flowers every morning whenever I go through the place. Besides that, I actually find that this building actually should be a good example of how buildings should be. More people can build buildings like this to give more room to breathe, and so that children can actually have a beautiful playground in the front yard as well. So this is actually some of the reasons that I prefer it this way.
Your 2 minutes is up. I will stop you there and we will go on to part 3. Omit, I really like that. Okay, I would probably give you like a band 7.5 to maybe an 8. Okay, it was definitely a good to very good answer. So it's an interesting one because you're not talking about a famous building, right? You're talking about a unique building in the neighborhood in Dhaka that you see when you're going to your university. And it's a family home with a beautiful front yard, and a nice garden that's split into two by a driveway that runs up the middle. It was very visual. Like I really liked how I could visually imagine what you're talking about, and I could even see the owners of the home making use of the property from the front. To make this a little bit better, you would need some pretty high level vocabulary. Because you're choosing a building that's not too unique, or too, well, maybe it's unique but not too famous, you really have to be very specific in your description of its architectural style, how many stories it has, large windows or not, does it have a fence that goes around the building. So a little bit more clarity, I think, to get a higher band score, but overall it was very good. Okay, so it's definitely in the right direction.
Now that you mentioned the details, now I can remember. Yes, it actually has a beautiful big gate that always stays closed. It is actually well designed as well.
Right. Yeah, it's hard, right? Like, I mean, you have to, and this is where students, when it's an object or a place or a person, you really want to visualize it very clearly. Like, I'm actually disappointed in myself when I was talking about the Parliament building that I didn't visualize all the lights on that building. It's got over 10,000 lights on it. So, and I completely forgot. And I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, it's right now it's lit up. It's got 10,000 lights on it, right? Abraham forgot the big clock that's on the bridge, right? So it's easy to forget, but it's those little details that really get you those very high band scores, right? So
yes, it's also a two-story building, so I forgot that one as well.
Yeah. So the more we can visualize, the more accurate, right? The better it is. But Omit, overall, still those 7.5 to 8, that's a dream score. So very well done. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody give Omit a thumbs up. Some really good part 2 responses here. Great preparation, nicely done. Hajra, do you want to unmute yourself? Let's give Hajra a chance here. Hi, Hajra. You're still muted. Do you want to unmute? Hi, Hajra.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Hajra, where are you in the world today? Where are you calling from?
I'm Aisha's sister. I'm working in Pakistan.
In Pakistan. Okay. Is this your first time to chime in on this class?
Yes.
Okay, good for you. That's fantastic. All right. Are you ready for this part 2? Do you want to give us an answer?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start you off. Let's do it. So talk about a beautiful building in your city. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
I'm confused.
So you want to answer this question, this part 2 question, talking about a beautiful building in your city. So you just have to talk for 1 to 2 minutes based on these questions, like what is this building? Where is it located? What is it used for? What makes this building beautiful? Okay, do you want to try it? So pick a building like a museum, a school, a library, any building in your city that you think looks really nice. Okay. Are you ready? Hajra?
Yes.
Okay, so talk about a beautiful building in your city. Please begin speaking.
I had school like very beautiful, and it has lots of room, and it had very beautiful teachers, nice teachers, and the building like looking beautiful.
How many stories is it? 1 story, 2 story, 3 story?
Sir, I'm confused.
Okay, that's okay. You know what? Let's try a few part 3 questions. So there's a beautiful school in your city. That's fine. Think about how you can describe that after the class. Let's try a few part 3 questions. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about historical sites. Why do you think people declare certain places as historically important buildings?
Sir, I have no idea.
Okay, that's fair. So Hajra, it sounds like, which is totally okay. It sounds like what you need to do before you sit the IELTS exam is just lots and lots of practice and build your English towards these part 2, part 3 topics. So for now, maybe focus a little bit more on part 1 conversations, but then also challenge yourself with part 2 and part 3. Okay, so it might be a little bit early to sit the IELTS exam, but it's a good time to start practicing those more complex questions. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hydra, thank you so much for chiming in. And then next time, maybe a few part 1 questions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, give Hajra a big thumbs up. She's very confident, and it's important to do your best always, and don't be afraid to fail. Failure is great, okay? It's in language learning, failure is key to improving, okay? Let's try Sugnik Key. Sugnik Key, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Hi, Sugnik. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Sugnik, what country are you residing in? Where do you live?
Malaysia.
In Malaysia, great. And why are you taking the
Yes.
IELTS?
To study in Vancouver.
Oh, next door, very close to me. I'm in Victoria. Victoria and Vancouver are close to each other. We're just a boat ride away on the island. Okay, Vancouver's beautiful, by the way. Lots of beautiful buildings in Vancouver. Okay, my best friend lives in Vancouver. Okay, Sugnik, let's do this. Do you want to try part 2, talking about a beautiful building?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. So talk about a beautiful building in your city. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
So in my eyes, I see the Petronas Twin Towers as the most iconic skyscrapers in Kuala Lumpur, as it is famous for their design of Islamic art. There is a distinctive sky bridge that connects the two buildings together, forming the entire skyscraper as one. It is located in the center of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and it is currently being used as a popular tourist attraction. What makes this building beautiful is that on certain occasions, the two skyscrapers light up, and based on what season it currently is. For example, when it's Christmas, there would be red and green lights lighting up the entire Twin Towers at night, and so it is a very amazing moment to witness.
Okay, your 2 minutes are
That's
up.
why it is such an iconic landmark.
Okay, your 2 minutes are up. I'm going to stop you there, and we'll go on to part 3. Sugnik, not bad at all. Okay, so the is it called the Petronas Twin Towers?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of them before. They're very famous. They're among the biggest buildings, aren't they, in the world?
I think it used to be.
Yeah. Let me just get people some images. It's these ones here, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. You'll see it on the screen there with a beautiful water fountain in front of them as well.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one.
Yeah, 88 stories high, 88 stories, and absolutely gorgeous, a marvel of modern architecture indeed. I think you would probably get about a band 6.5 to 7 for that, Sugnik. So somewhere between the fluent and the good. These are very iconic buildings. So I'm not familiar with a lot of buildings in the world, but I've seen this building in pictures and in movies, and it's iconic, right? So when you have a very famous building like the Petronas Twin Towers, you have to do a really good job to describe them because your listener probably knows what they look like. Right? So you have to talk about the fact that they look like these giant towers, and you have to say they're among the tallest buildings in the world. Yeah, the world's tallest buildings from 1998 to 2004. So you need to mention those details, okay? That is definitely important. I think just before the Burj Khalifa was built, these were the tallest buildings. So what I would recommend that you do, Sugnik, is at home, practice this a little bit more, right? Like look at what Wikipedia says about them, read a couple articles about them so that you can really do a good job to describe these buildings, because you might just talk about them on your next IELTS exam, okay?
Yeah, because I haven't really researched about this building before.
Yeah, I know, and that's why, again, like when you talk about a building that is so iconic, right, that is so well known across the world, you have to do a really good job, because people are like, oh, I know that building, I can talk to you about that building too, right? So what is it used for? You said tourists visit the building, but what is it? Is it actually office buildings or residential, or is it a mix of both? Is it a hotel? So what's in these buildings?
I think there are offices, and people can enter the building and take an elevator and to go up to the top of the skyscraper.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe like a restaurant or something in there as well, or gift shop. So yeah, I'd have to do a little bit more research, but beautiful buildings. Thank you so much, Sugnik, for sharing about these, and for sharing your English with us.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's give Sugnik a big thumbs up. That was really good. Students, I'm going to end our Zoom session there for now. If you're enjoying the Zoom session, then you will definitely enjoy being a premium user of our course and our websites, because we have 2 more Zoom sessions for premium users tomorrow and the day after. That's all on Zoom. We've got a task 2 writing on Zoom tomorrow, and we've got another full speaking, and there's only about 10 to maybe 15 students in each of those classes, okay? All right, so if you like this class, you want lots more, don't be shy, pay $30-40 US, and you can get lots more interaction, lots more help. You can do that through the websites by clicking on these big red buttons. And then you get your Zoom links, your premium Zoom links sent to you each week by email. Thank you so much, Carolina, for helping out. Thank you, volunteers, for sharing your English. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And if I didn't get to you today, then I will certainly look for you in the next class. Thank you, everyone. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. As you saw, there's some beautiful buildings here too. Enjoy the rest of today. Much love. Bye, everybody.